All right, strap in because this one's a doozy. You know those two pipe bombs the Democrats won't shut up about? Yeah, the ones they've been waving around for years like their golden ticket to MAGA domestic terrorism? Well, turns out that shiny little narrative just blew itself up. The left's been preaching right-wing conspiracy for so long, they forgot to check the return address on their own story. Because, get this, public reports now suggest the supposed January 6th pipe bomber might have been a Capitol police officer who later just happened to end up working for the CIA. Yeah, real subtle, guys. Totally normal career move. Nothing to see here. But remember, we're the crazy ones, right? The tinfoil hat crowd for asking obvious questions like, why does every insurrection lead back to someone on the government payroll? Every time one of their narratives trips over its own shoelaces, it's the same dance. Silence, denial, and, oopsie, we'll circle back. Well, circle back my foot. This one's coming full circle. Let's roll the tape, folks. Things just got real interesting.
I think it is the biggest scandal of my lifetime. There is a major development in the January 6th pipe bomber investigation. Blaze News has the exclusive. Its lead suspect is at the highest levels of government. And Steve joins me now. How long have you been working on this story?
I've been pulling the threads on this for exactly 4 years.
If anybody ever wondered why they made such a big deal out of arresting Steve, this is why.
I was so shocked by what I saw, I immediately took it to a source in one of the most important, highest level investigative federal agencies in the country. And I said, you have to see this. After they looked at it for about 2 hours, the response that I got back was, holy F, she's one of us.
And when you find out the position, this now will implicate so many people at the highest levels. What's your confidence level in this story?
I can give you forensic estimates, the analysis of the hoodied bomber on the evening of November 5th compared to the gait analysis of this individual in private life and at work. The actual software hit at a 94% accuracy. Then human analysis from the experts in intelligence is much higher. They've looked at it and went, my God, that's it. You've got it.
In a world not gone mad, this would be a best-selling book and a major blockbuster movie. When it all comes out, this is going to involve everybody. I mean, this is really bad. Really, really bad. This apparently just has to be done right because of national security, I'm gathering. Is that right?
That's correct.
And so they've got to take care of things they've got to take care of. Then the story will be released.
All right, before we dive in, important disclaimer here. These are allegations. No charges have been filed, and everyone's presumed innocent until proven guilty. Yeah, that old-fashioned thing we used to call due process. But here's where it gets real spicy. Following the report, the individual's name has now been revealed, and according to that report, a computer gait analysis system found a 94% match. Yeah, 94% between the suspect's walk and former Capitol Police Officer Shawnee Kirchhoff. Now, how could they tell? Simple. We've known for ages that the person planting that pipe bomb was female. You didn't need NASA-level AI to figure that out, just eyes that work. But hey, now the computers agree, so I guess that makes it science. This system compared her walk, her movements, her body language, frame by frame against other footage, and got a 94% match. Some people might shrug that off, but these systems aren't playing tic-tac-toe. They're precise enough to make your phone look like a flip phone from 2003. You can ask your average Chinese citizen. They live under constant surveillance, and these systems don't miss a thing. So when a computer says 94%, that's not a hunch, that's a digital fingerprint. But sure, it's just a lead. Right, it's always just a lead when it doesn't fit the narrative. Because if this turns out to be true, that the pipe bomber was a Capitol cop who later landed a nice gig at the CIA, that doesn't look like an insurrection. That looks like a setup. And it fits everything else we've seen. The FBI assets, the undercover feds, the media hysteria, the propaganda about domestic terrorists. They sold this thing as Pearl Harbor 2.0, but the more you look at it, the more it reeks of a federal production. A crowd of mostly normal Americans got baited into chaos. They denied the National Guard, pulled down the barricades, rolled out the red carpet, and then acted shocked when it got messy. Pelosi had her documentary crew ready before the tear gas even hit. And now this? The supposed pipe bomber just so happens to end up in the CIA right after? Yeah, sure, coincidence. And get this, she had a phone on her during the act, making calls, while planting a bomb. Who was she calling? DoorDash? Who brings a cell phone to a crime scene unless you've got someone to report to? And you're telling me the same CIA that can geolocate a mosquito can't track one of their own agents? Come on, give me a break. It stinks worse than DC in August. Something's about to break wide open here. The narrative's cracking, and the truth, as usual, is a whole lot uglier than the headlines. Let's see how deep this rabbit hole really goes.
I agree, I think, with the vast majority of everyone in the country in saying, let's find this terrorist, right? This person that planted bombs is a terrorist. All of MAGA would, in fact, be in favor of identifying this individual and finding out what the hell they were doing, because this isn't the behavior of MAGA. What's the status? Corey, please.
Look, yes. Unfortunately, and I don't say that with any disrespect, this is an FBI-led investigation. I don't know the specifics of this particular case, but I have full faith in the director to make sure that he is putting the right people on this, and we will get to a resolution. We will find the terrorists. I can tell you from the Department of Homeland Security side, as we go out and we arrest criminals, looking at the worst of the worst, we continue to arrest people who are known or suspected terrorists.
All right, folks, now we wait. Because if what's being hinted at is even half true, Kash Patel and his crew are about to blow the lid off this whole thing. And judging by the noise behind the scenes, we might be looking at one of the biggest bombshells since this entire mess started. If the FBI's finally doing its job, we could have some real names, real faces, and real accountability. Not the usual mystery man vanishes into the system routine. I mean actual justice. So like I always say, release it, all of it. Every file, every video, every name. Let the sunlight hit every corner and let the chips fall where they may. January 6th can't go unanswered, and the people who turned it into a circus don't get to quietly fade into the wallpaper. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Hit like, subscribe, and get ready, because something big's about to drop, and it's gonna shake more than just DC. Until next time, stay sharp, stay skeptical, and remember, if it smells like a cover-up, it probably is.